Hello students, this is the 13th video of molecular basis of inheritance and topic covered in this video is genetic code and mutation. So let's start. So what is genetic code? Genetic code is sequence of nitrogenous bases in mRNA that contain information for protein synthesis. So sequence of nitrogenous bases in the mRNA that contain information for protein synthesis constitute a genetic code. Now, three nitrogenous bases determine a single amino acid, which means three nitrogenous base form single amino acid, and this is called as codon. For example, three nitrogenous bases UGU codes for single amino acid cysteine, which means UGU is a codon coding for amino acid cysteine, and it is formed by three nitrogenous bases that are UGU. Now let us look at features of genetic code. Codon is triplet. It means three nitrogenous base form a single amino acid, as we have already done. There are 61 codons in total, out of which three codons that are UAA, UAG and UGA do not code for any amino acid. Hence, they are called stop codon, termination codon or nonsense codon. So there are 61 codons, out of which 3 codon do not code for any amino acid. They do not form any amino acid. Hence, they are called stop codon, termination codon or nonsense codon. The third property of codon is that it is unambiguous and specific. It means one codon will code only for one amino acid. So one codon, which is sequence of three nitrogenous bases, can code for only one amino acid. Fourth property of codon is that it is degenerate, which means some amino acid can be coded by more than one codon. Now, what do you mean that some amino acid may be coded by more than one codon? Here is an example. For example, codon GUU codes for valine, and codon GUC also codes for valine. So here a single amino acid, that is valine, is coded by more than one codon that are GUU and GUC, which means codon is degenerate. Fifth property of codon is that it is read in a continuous manner, means there is no punctuation in between. The sixth property of codon is that it is universal. Now, what do you mean by universal? It means codon, whether it is in bacteria or in humans, will code for same amino acid. For example, UUU will code for phenylalanine in humans as well as bacteria. So the codon is universal. The seventh property of codon is that codon AUG has dual function. Dual means it has two functions. The first function is that it codes for methionine, and second function is that it acts as initiator codon, since it is required to start the process of translation. Now let us study about mutation. Mutation is any change in the genetic code. There are two types of mutation, point mutation and frameshift mutation. If there is change in a single base pair, that is called point mutation. So the mutation in which there is change in single base pair, it is called point mutation. An example of point mutation is sickle-cell anemia. Now let us study how sickle-cell anemia is an example of point mutation. In sickle-cell anemia, there is change in mRNA sequence from GAG to GUG. That means from the nitrogenous base adenine, we have here the nitrogenous base, that is uracil. So we come to know from this that there is single base pair substitution, that is from A it has changed into U. So from GAG it has become GUG. Since there is substitution of only one nitrogenous base, this is example of point mutation, and this substitution take place in beta chain of hemoglobin. Now let us study frameshift mutation. In frameshift mutation, there is addition or deletion of one or two base that changes the reading framework from site of mutation. Now, how do we understand this? Say we have a letter sequence, the fat cat sat. Now we insert a letter E at this point. So on inserting a letter E on this point, the sentence would change into THE, EFA, TGA, TSA and T. So on addition of single nitrogenous base, that is E, at this point the whole reading framework from the site of insertion has changed. So this is known as frameshift mutation, when due to addition or deletion of one or two bases change the reading framework from site of mutation. So if you have gained something from this video, please subscribe now to my channel Ramji Chopra, comment, like and share.